People in Britain aren't sleeping. On any one winter night, around 5,000 people in Britain sleep rough. Most of these people are homeless. However, some are simply out in the middle of the night because they cannot sleep. My article is called No Crib for a Bed, and it was published by The Economist on December 18th, 2019. In 2018, an estimated 724 homeless people under the age of 75 died, most of whom were sleeping rough, or roughing it outside might be a better way of putting it, or were in shelters. According to Crisis, a charity, around 170,000 households are homeless. Their average age is 45. The number of deaths in this group has increased by half since 2013. This includes sofa surfers and people staying in hostels. These numbers fell in the first decade of this century as a result of the Labour government's effort to deal with the problem. However, they have increased sharply over the past 10 years. Although most of Britain has been improving, for example, in Manchester, rough sleeping numbers are down by 37% this year, or last year in 2018, according to the article. According to Ian Adams, the councillor responsible for the largest group of these rough sleepers, most are European immigrants. Adams stated, since housing benefit was withdrawn from unemployed European migrants in 2014, the government will not pay their bills, and since a High Court decision in 2017, they cannot be deported for sleeping rough. Essentially, the British government withdrew their benefits for immigrants in 2014, and then in 2017 it also decided that they cannot be deported, so they make up the largest group of these rough sleepers because they don't have any other options. As you can see on the charts, in the last 18 years, there's been a pretty gradual increase in the number of rough sleepers seen on at least one night during the year of 2000 through 2018, and that's from the Greater London Authority. So the most important actors in this article were the High Court, which is part of Britain's judicial branch of government, the Labour government, which is the minority party in Parliament right now, led by Jeremy Corbyn, and Ian Adams, who is the councillor responsible for Westminster, which holds the largest number of rough sleepers in Britain. And then the top picture is just an image of Britain's High Court in session, and then the bottom left picture is Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of the Labour government, and then the other picture is Ian Adams, who is the councillor responsible for Westminster. Finally, the connections to the material from the article are the welfare state, immigration, and employment, or lack thereof. The welfare state was initially championed by the Labour Party, as it is stated on page 35 of the textbook. The Labour Party is part of the two most prominent political parties in Britain, the Conservative Party and the Labour Party. By the beginning of the 20th century, when working men began voting, British parties had to pay attention to the demands for welfare measures, which were public education, housing, jobs, and medical care that the Liberals and Conservatives had ignored. Expansion of the electoral franchise led to the welfare state. Pushing for this was the new Labour Party, founded in 1900. Secondly is the connection between immigration in the text and in the article. The text states that the Tories win a chunk of the working class on economic growth and keeping out immigrants, which is stated on page 49 of the textbook. So in regard to the working class, immigration is an important and relevant topic. Immigrants also make up the majority of the homeless people in Britain who are sleeping rough, so it is an issue that needs to be addressed. Finally, employment is an issue that originated as a response to the economic recession that began in the 1930s, as is stated on page 63 of the textbook. An old debate from the 1930s that began when British economist John Maynard Keynes urged government deficit spending to push up aggregate demand and employment. So that about sums up the connections between the article and the material that we've covered, as well as the important actors in this and a summary of the article. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.